So what do you do when you get sick?
So when you're here at Bucknell, you will get sick. That is inevitable at this campus. You get sick. I got sick 5 times last semester. Well, what I did was I didn't use any medicine. I just got better by myself. And it saved me money, for one thing, and it helped build my immune system, so I didn't get sick, like, at all this semester because of
I was like Elaine, and I didn't want to go to health services and get help from there, so I was doing my own vitamin C and things like that, but sometimes it gets to the point where you do need help. So in that case, there is the student health services, which is on the far corner of campus, and what I like about it is the fact that I hate going to the doctor's office. That is the one thing that I hate, because for some reason I just can't do the whole doctor office environment. But the good thing about our health services is it's so friendly. It looks like a house from the outside, and when you go inside, it's so welcoming and warm. People aren't dressed in normal doctor attire. They're looking perfectly normal, but they have all the resources from Geisinger Hospital to help you. They have all the tests. They even have all the medicine that you might possibly need on campus, and if it's not available on campus, you can go to CVS and get it from there, which is only 2 blocks down. But my experience was pretty positive. I went there and I saw the receptionist, the nurse, the doctor, and the pharmacist in 45 minutes, so it was really efficient, even better than back home actually. So it honestly depends on what time you go though, because sometimes it can be really overloaded with students and the wait time can be a lot longer.
Also, besides being physically sick, if you're also emotionally sick or homesick, there's a place called Psych Services here where you can talk to counselors and even just have someone to talk to, just to talk your thoughts out, for them to basically counsel you, and also just to, have that conversation so that way you don't feel alone. It's a great way to just be by yourself. You don't have to really talk to anyone. It's like usually 1 hour a week you can go there and talk to the same counselor, and you guys just work through your problems and everything. So it's a really great thing to have on campus as well.
And if all that doesn't work, you always try to go to your posse or hang out with your friends and stuff, because even when you feel down or low, and sometimes emotionally or physically, your posse, each like 9 of you or each of the 10 of you together, will be able to support each other no matter what the extreme is, no matter what the cause is, and it really helps. It helped me personally as well.
So, as for health insurance, there are a few options you can take. If you have a very comprehensive health insurance back home, it will most likely transfer over to like covering you here at Bucknell. They send you information before you get here about like what it has to cover in order to like ensure that you're safe here and things like that. But if you don't have health insurance, or if it's non-comprehensive, like mine was just like emergency health insurance, so I needed a more encompassing one. And what Bucknell offers is their own health insurance with Geisinger Hospital, and it's $1,800. So yeah, that's the only thing that's pretty pricey, but it actually is a lot less expensive than like going out and getting like an individual health insurance plan from back home. So I mean, but there are a lot of options, and you guys can look into that on your own and things like that. But there is an option here available for health insurance and things like that. You'll be okay. If you get sick, like we've talked about, it will happen most likely, but like you'll be fine.
Yeah, and just to kind of go off what Cynthia said, a lot of the insurances in California like are transferable, so you really just have to talk to whatever like health insurance like you have. I had Kaiser, and like Kaiser was like transferable here, and I didn't have an issue. So just like make sure that you guys look that up, because if you don't have a transferring one, the school will want you to buy their insurance, because they require every student to have health insurance on campus.
What do you do to get your textbooks?
Talk to Manisha. She works at the bookstore. Or don't worry, she works at the bookstore.
I do work at the bookstore, so I do know a little bit about around the textbooks. Basically, when you register for classes on Bannerweb, it'll show you the classes, and under course registration, it'll show you, excuse me, the books that are required for each of the classes, and you can either order it right there and then online through Barnes & Noble, which is downtown, our Bucknell bookstore. And then what will happen is, once those are ordered, you go into the store when you arrive and you give them your number or give them your ID, and they will have the books ready to go for you. I don't suggest that only because, not that I don't support my work, but some of the books can be really pricey and you can find them other places for a lot cheaper. Honestly, sometimes if you just enter the book title into Google and press shopping, you'll find a lot of cheaper options. But the bookstore does have options such as buying used books, which are cheaper, and renting them, which just means that you have a book for the semester and then you can return it at the end of the semester instead of buying each and every book.
Also, talk to upperclassmen. I mean, you could talk to us, or you could talk to some of the older posses to see if we have books that we don't use anymore and that we're willing to give to you, or maybe even charge just a bit of money. But you'll probably find them for a lot cheaper and still in good condition because we have a lot of books and we're not going to use them.
So what is move-in day like?
Move-in day is pretty exciting. It's a little bit overwhelming because you're just going to be on campus, but everyone is really welcoming. You're going to see a lot of decorations, and the minute you walk into your residence hall, you're going to be greeted by your RA or your OA. You'll get your ID card that we keep talking about, and you will get the orientation schedule, as well as the key to your room. And from there, they'll kind of direct you to where your room is. They'll show you around. But it's a pretty alive day for Bucknell.
For some students who don't like the hustle and bustle, I know my parents had never seen the campus, so we came a couple days earlier, and I actually got to show them campus when virtually no one was around, so they got to really enjoy each part of campus without the crowds and all that. And I actually got to move in a day before. It took us about the whole day, but it was because we were running back and forth to the stores and getting things. So there is the option of moving in earlier, and especially if your parents haven't seen the campus, it's helpful to show them around when there's not so much commotion going on.
Oh wait, I have something. So since I did the pre-orientation thing, no one came with me, so I was pretty much by myself. But my roommate's parents were really nice and helped me out with things that I needed. They ran out and actually got for me, and also just my posse also helped. So if anyone's coming by yourself, it's good for you.
And if you are moving yourself in, you can definitely come to me for help, or I'm sure any of the older classes on campus. And for parents, there will be a time if let's say you're not able to move in with your child. We do have a parents' weekend, so if you do want to come to Bucknell and experience it, that is also a possibility that happens later in the year, first semester.
Okay, so as Moore said, once you get here in move-in day, you will most likely meet your RA at the bottom of whatever residence hall that you're assigned to. And your RA is your residential assistant, and they live with you on the hall, separate, they usually have a single in your hall. And that person is basically in charge of making sure that you know the school's policies about drinking, about safety, violence, things like that. And they'll be talking to you periodically throughout orientation. It's an entire week, by the way, so that you'll talk to them a lot. And basically they're there just to let you know about the university, what's allowed, what's not, get you in touch with things like psych services or health services, and they'll give you a bunch of information on that to begin with. And then throughout the semester, throughout the year, your RA is just basically there to ensure that you're okay and hopefully establish relationships with you to kind of acclimate you to the campus.
And what's an OA?
An OA is an orientation assistant. The OAs are responsible for getting you guys all involved in orientation period. It is an exciting time. It's one of the most memorable times you're going to have here on campus. So be prepared. We're going to make you scream. We're going to make you run. We're going to make you do a lot of other things. But it is a surprise. We don't want to tell you anything, and we'd rather have you experience it all for yourselves. So just know that there are people on campus that do not live with you in the halls, but that will be responsible for leading you around during orientation periods to show you a lot of things on campus.
I'm an OA too, so get ready.
Oh yeah.
You go to when you're having a bad day.
I can answer something finally. Okay, so
So whenever you're feeling down or whenever like you're just in your room doing nothing or you just want to talk or something, definitely go to them because they're just like a few doors down and they're just happy to talk with whatever issues that you have to face. So.
I just want to add that for those parents that are concerned about their children being all alone in this crazy central Pennsylvania university, the mentor is definitely, well, I didn't realize the extent to which a mentor is there for you. Our mentor is Lynn Bradfogel, the Dean of Arts and Sciences, and if I'm being honest, she's almost like my mom on campus. So if you like, when I need someone to keep me in check, Lynn is always there. So don't worry, they will have some guidance on campus.
Sorry, I just had to say this, but definitely what's really important is to try to check in with your posse and see like the issues that they're facing. Because I know that, for example, like with our posse, we have different issues that had to come up and stuff, and it was great. It was just, in my opinion, definitely great reassurance to know that I can trust in my posse, or they can just check on me and say, hey, what's up? How was your day been? And everything. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely makes a huge difference upon the person. So.
When you have free time, don't worry about getting it filled because there's a lot to do. Yeah, you can have fun in a lot of ways. You kind of just find yourself here. There's a lot of room for you to do what you want and kind of develop.
So if you have any more questions, feel free to contact any of us. We are willing to help you in any way that we can. We are, I think, more than excited for all you guys to be here. We can't wait till you get here. He's lying. But we can't wait for you to get here. It's going to be a great time. Throughout any struggles that you have, do not hesitate to talk to one of us. We have our individual struggles. Everyone's struggles is different, but together we're going to get through everything.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
All right.
So we love you guys already, and we want to just say bye and see you guys soon.
And Jordan, we gonna ball up, man.